A proposed constitutional amendment to protect redistricting in Illinois will not move forward.
Illinois lawmakers dropped that proposal after a U.S. Supreme Court ruling yesterday. In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court conservative members struck down one of Louisiana's majority black congressional districts, saying it relied too heavily on race. The decision weakens key protections under the Voting Rights Act. It could open the door to broader legal challenges over majority black or Latino districts nationwide. Illinois lawmakers want legal experts to review the Supreme Court's ruling before moving forward with the proposed amendment.
Michael Kang is a professor at Northwestern University and a nationally recognized expert on voting rights and redistricting. He joins us this morning for more on how yesterday's decision will impact the Voting Rights Act. Good morning.
Good morning.
Justice Alito said that racial discrimination in elections has been eliminated because registration rates among minorities is pretty solid. Is that a good argument?
It's not a great argument. There's no question that the Voting Rights Act has done an amazing job of changing American politics and enfranchising racial minorities, in particular African Americans in the South. But there were still problems, and the Voting Rights Act kind of evolved to address some of the other problems of vote dilution and districting. And really, that Section 2 provision that was amended in 1982, that's the part that the Supreme Court addressed in the decision in Calais yesterday and effectively struck it down.
Okay, so tell people what that is and the ability of Louisiana to create a majority black congressional district there. What was the problem the Supreme Court had with that part of the Voting Rights Act?
Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act essentially forces jurisdictions like Louisiana, southern states, to provide a fair amount of representation for racial minorities. In the case of Louisiana, African Americans constituted about a third of the state population, but only had 1 out of 6 districts. So the Voting Rights Act was forcing Louisiana to draw a second district for African Americans. And now a separate set of plaintiffs challenged essentially the constitutionality of that second district. And that's what the Supreme Court in yesterday's decision essentially struck down. They said that drawing an intentional majority minority district for African American voters violated the Constitution, that it was too race conscious, and the Voting Rights Act should no longer provide a race conscious remedy like an intentionally drawn majority minority district. And that really puts into the crosshairs majority minority districts across the South.
I see.
Is there a path here for Congress to maybe offer some clarity here?
Congress could give it another shot, but I don't think it's going to really change the outcome because I think the court's made clear that it doesn't like race-conscious remedies. And so even if Congress adjusted the Voting Rights Act to try to take into account the Calais decision, I think the larger story, when we sweep aside like some of the technicalities, the court's not going to stand for something like what the Voting Rights Act did. And what that's going to do is really, it's a green light for Republican majorities in southern jurisdictions to sweep away majority minority districts. And that's going to have enormous consequences for minority representation and the partisan breakdown between Republicans and Democrats in Congress.
All right, Michael Kang, we thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.